I'm Sonya Morton Firth and you're watching the Sonya Morton Firth Show. Today my guest was once the most talked about man in England, Alex Reid, professional MMA fighter, ex-paratrooper, actor and winner of Celebrity Big Brother. Alex's personal life has been scrutinised by the tabloids, particularly his marriage and divorce to Katie Price, his cross-dressing and sexual endeavours. Alex now runs his own bootcamp business and is deeply connected to his spirituality and exploring his personal growth. Alex, thank you so much for being a guest on my show today.
Sonya Morton Firth.
Yeah, great name, eh?
Hi, why two?
Why?
Morton Firth.
Do you know why? It was Sonya Firth at school for a long time, and my dad's a bit posh. And Morton was one of my middle names, and he had it double-barreled when I was 18. He said, you're going to get further in life with a double-barreled name.
So you changed it when you were 18?
18, yes. It was changed by Depot. Anyway, enough about me. Alex Reid. Who is the real
Alexander Reid.
Alexander Reid.
Alexander Aristides Reid.
Oh, that's a lovely name.
Why I went on about names, I'm fascinated by names, because it's who we are. I'm known as Alex Reid in the media, but I'm actually Alexander at home to my family. I'm Alexander, or I'll say it, Zander. And actually, I used to not like that name because it was a bit too cute and soft.
Oh, I quite like that.
But now that I'm big and tough, I can allow my softer side to come out. So, but we don't know each other, so I'm happy if you call me Alex. It's fine.
Alex, okay. Well, if I go into
you can call me
Zander
Zandy.
later, then yeah.
My lovely lady calls me Zandy Bear.
Zandy, but very cute. Very cute. Talking of your childhood, tell me about that and how did you go? Why did you become an MMA fighter?
MMA fighter. I'm not an MMA fighter. What's MMA? Tell me.
Mixed martial arts.
You've done your research.
Did you think you were going to catch me? I've had other MMA fighters on the show, actually.
Have you had?
Cameron Else.
Oh, yes, I know.
Yeah.
Have you ever done any martial arts?
I have done a bit of kickboxing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a real fight?
Not a real fight, no.
So,
well, I am a Geordie. So actually I have had a real fight in the playground when
Geordie.
I was little. Yeah,
I'm fascinated because we're sitting here in Richmond. I love Richmond. I know I'm going off on
world.
tangents, but this is where I visualise myself ending up one day, and it's
Oh, you can be my neighbour.
a luxurious mansion by the Thames.
Yes, absolutely. So my next house will be overlooking the Thames, definitely.
Let's do it. Come on, don't let me hang you.
Yeah, absolutely. Neighbours, I like this.
So, MMA, fighting. I'm not a fighter. I'm a scared little kid who, at the age of 5, was looking up at the stars. What's the life all about? Asked lots of questions, and I got laughed at and I got bullied. And
You got bullied?
yes.
Why were you bullied?
Because I asked silly questions. They weren't silly questions, but when you've got to be cool, when you're supposed to try and fit in, well, you're not supposed to, but you naturally do. Man would rather be castrated than be ostracised from the group. Why? Because in survival, you have a better chance of survival being part of the group. So we want to be part of the group. I was never part of the group. I was also like, I didn't understand it. I'm the kid that asked us the questions, but why? And told to shut up or laughed at. So because I was ridiculed, I would escape into my fantasy world. I remember...
You had a fantasy world. Tell me about your fantasy world.
Yeah, lots of people have imaginary friends. I would be fighting orcs or dragons or be a wizard.
Who was your favourite superhero?
It would have been, at the time, either Luke Skywalker or Frodo.
Luke Skywalker. Now, Star Wars is my favourite, definitely.
Which was your favourite Star Wars?
The first one. Well, I quite
Which is
liked
the first one? The
no,
old
one.
one.
The very first, the first Hope. Or
I grew up on that. George Lucas did something fabulous, and I actually studied that because being a darling actor, what a brilliant concept.
I wanted to marry
religion,
Han Solo.
politics, Han Solo.
Oh, completely. That's the ideal man
So
for
you want
me.
to be Princess Leia?
I don't know about Princess Leia, but
Do you really like Harrison Ford, or is it Han Solo?
I loved Harrison Ford. I had big posters of Harrison Ford as a kid all over my bedroom. Had a bullwhip and everything.
We're not going.
This interview is going down the wrong tangent.
Oh my God. I was going to say, I have to say, you're very beautiful.
Thank you.
And
we can keep that one in.
I was a bully kid. And I escaped into my heroes. I fantasized about being He-Man, you know, or Luke Skywalker to stop the bullying. And guess what? At the time, I became a bit of a chubby kid. I used to like going out and having adventures with my friends, you know, playing knockdown ginger, playing in the woods, being naughty. But then computer games came in and cartoons, and I'd eat a bit too much. And I remember being about 11, 12, and some of the kids at school saying, "You're getting chubby, look at you," laughing. And it was around that time Rocky films were coming out, Bruce Lee. Mum, how do I get a body like Rocky? Well, you've got to train right and you've got to eat right. And Mum didn't know what she was saying, but she just...
Well, she got it right, really, didn't she?
Yeah, and that was the start. You know, I started to transform myself. So even though I've had more than 300 fights all around the world at the highest level, and I've mixed with gangsters, scary military people, very tough, nasty, dark people, I was a scared little boy trying to simply get acceptance and outside validation from these tough guys. Yeah, I'm all right, I'm tough. You know, look at me. And it's just all I really wanted was love.
Yeah.
And acceptance, you know, and I finally starting to learn and love myself properly.
So it was the connection that you were looking for as well.
So I don't need to go and punch people in the face or get punched in the face.
And in terms of the fighting, when you got into the ring, or into the cage,
Ring and cage.
Ring and
Or
cage.
mat.
What were you feeling, or what were you thinking when you were just about to beat your...
So I asked you a question. Have you ever been in a real fight?
No, as I said, in terms
A
of...
street fight?
A street fight? No.
A ruckus, maybe something in a shopping centre.
I have tried, as I said, I am from Newcastle. I have got that Geordie spirit. So when I see a fight...
Did you take your heels off?
I try and split it up. And I'm not a big girl, and I try...
Why do girls
and
always...
I
see this, they get in the middle of a big
and
fight.
And usually the guy I'm with is like trying to hold me back, going, it's me that's going to get punched, not you. So... yeah, but I do try. I do go for it and see if I can help and pull people apart.
That's different. That's not directly on you. Have you ever had someone directly confront you?
Only as a kid. As a kid in the playground.
Right. Have you been in trouble, big trouble with the law? Been in court?
I have been to court, but not for me. No.
Good. That's very good. So
I get scared over different things.
I think too much, and because I think too much and care about what other people think, and I'm searching for validation, acceptance from other people. Oh, do they like me? Well, it's all going on in my head. I might be looking like a beautiful swan, but underneath my legs are...
Have you ever been described as a beautiful swan before?
Yeah. Ben the cameraman. Am I a beautiful swan, Ben? Am I a beautiful swan? No. So... it's because I'm naturally scared. I want to control that. Hence why I would fight, and that's why fighting is the highest high and the lowest low. You're getting in there. You're prepared. You trained for 6 to 8 weeks in a predestined competition. I'm going to fight you, and we're doing all the press and everything. And I know your strengths. You've not just knocked out 10 men and strangled another 10. I'm like. Yeah.
And do you research your opponent before you go in?
It's a competition.
Yeah.
I don't want to win, so you train, but you're still scared. And even though it's not instantaneous, like I've just bumped into you in the street and it, bang, I'm preparing. There's still all that same kind of fear. The scariest thing I find actually is the weigh-in, the day before the fight. You're staring the guy, in the red corner, we got so-and-so, and he's weighed in at 185 pounds. He's facing Killer Crusher Smith, and you go and give each other the stare down.
Didn't you kiss one of the guys on the lips, or is that just rubbish media?
I did.
I think that was a great move. I actually thought, I read that.
Do you know why I did that?
Great move.
It wasn't to get in his head. He didn't even exist to me. I was just, at that point, it was business. It was showtime. It's showtime. I was thinking about raising the pay-per-view sales. I'm doing something controversial. I was thinking of the money. I'm like, okay, if he punches me, it's not a big deal because I'm going to smash him up anyway. So, I just wanted to raise it up. And it worked. that can backfire because I wasn't worried. I was arrogant and cocky. That wasn't good. But 9 times out of 10, when I'm facing a serious opponent, I'm taking you very seriously. I knew I was going to destroy this guy, which is, again, that's arrogant of me. You should always be prepared, because that could have been my downfall. Thank goodness I stopped him in less than a minute. But there have been guys I prepared to literally die, and I look at them.
Have you ever wanted to kill anyone?
Only twice, in over 300 fights. Only twice. To me, it's a competition. It's not a fight. I detest violence, and the reason why I do all this martial arts in the first place is to stop the scared little kid being scared.
I was about to say, who are you trying to save?
Me. I've never fought anyone apart from 2 people. It's always me.
You're trying to save yourself.
And I went off on a tangent, but
yeah, tangents are good.
Because I'm so scared, I'm always trying to prove to myself that I'm good enough. And there's no better way than fighting in a cage with thousands of people watching, with a trained killer who can kill you. It was also one of the most, in all the trials and tribulations in my recent life, with the media, with lovely ex-partners and court cases, being totally destroyed. The safest place I felt was in a cage against that killer, because he was trying to kill me. Because all of those noises, all of those voices just switch off, and all I'm facing is that one person. And isn't that crazy? I didn't want to get hurt, although I was getting hurt. I wasn't like a masochist, and I remember that in my last recent fights, I didn't really train. I was just going there for therapy, and that's not a healthy.
No, I could think of better places, like, what about a nice sofa to lie on?
Well, meditation. That's why I now do mind, body, and spirit retreats, and I know all this stuff, but I wasn't using it.
So you'd rather be in a cage and get...
No, not now, because I've started to really love myself, and the aggression.
Tell me about that. So when did that journey start, your spiritual journey? And I wanted to
5 years old.
5 years old. So we're back to the little kid.
Well, we had a conversation earlier on about exes, and I said, "Oh, just don't talk about that." I know you're gonna...
Which ex? What's her name again?
But I know you joke, and for me, it's like, here we go.
And obviously, you've just been in the press recently, because people might be watching this at all different times.
Sure.
You just won the court case.
I just won a court case. But my point was, you brought up a very valid point about maybe you need to go through that, and you needed to meet those people. And studying many different doctrines of ideologies, philosophies, spiritualities, I really do feel, I've been here many, many times in different various physical forms.
Tell me about that, because I find that really, really interesting.
I will. But for me, as Alex Reid, in this physical incarnation now, there's lessons that my soul needs to learn and have these unfortunate things happen to us. Some of the most horrible, painful things that happen to you may be what your soul really needs to learn.
I completely agree.
That's shit. Because I speak to all these spiritual gurus. I've had enough of this. I believe in a supreme creator. So we can call it what you want. The universe, God, many different. And so we're created. I'm going to speed up very quickly. And we're given everything. It's all great. There's many, you can all YouTube this stuff about the Garden of Eden, all this sort of stuff. I'm trying to speed up really, layman guide it, right? So we came away because, like, God, supreme creator, I don't appreciate it. When you give a child everything, it doesn't appreciate it. So we want to appreciate it. We want to we want to earn it. So all of a sudden we've got pain and suffering, and like, oh, hang on. People say that's when we ate the apple and, God.
In the biblical days, yeah.
But forget all that. I do believe this. So we were spiritual, ethereal beings, and so we become physical. We have suffer. We have joy, and we keep learning lessons, going around. Okay, I've had enough of that.
And you keep coming back until you learn the lessons, right?
Yeah, but okay, God, whatever you are, I've had enough of this. Just let me appreciate it.
But you realise you're going to keep coming back until you've learned the lessons.
I don't know. I really don't know, because when the fact that we're even talking like this, since it's very heavy and hippie.
Oh, you see, but I love it. And yeah, I agree. A lot of people out there think, what's this woo-woo? This is an interview with Alex Reid. Can't we talk about everything?
There's a paradigm shift in society. There's something called critical mass. When enough people get it, everybody gets it. When we all vibrate at a certain level, everybody gets it. I'm not going to go too woo-woo because...
But do you think we'll ever get there?
1,000,000%.
Not in this lifetime, right?
Well, what life?
In our current form.
We're going to talk about right here. Yes, maybe not. Well, we might cease to exist as Sonya and Alex, but our soul will go on. There's a vehicle, there's a driver, and there's a computer, and we are the vehicle is our body. The computer is our mind. And the driver is our soul. So that I believe our soul will always go on.
Yeah, no, I...
So where do we go when we die? We're the same thing as this. We're all made of electrons, ions, atoms, neutrons, vibrating at a certain configuration. So we're the same thing.
Yeah, completely. We're connected.
What happens when we cease to exist? They've actually weighed us. There's scientists who've weighed. When you die, you weigh slightly less. I don't know if it's like a gram.
Only a gram when you die. We think.
What's that gram? Soul? Sounds a bit heavy.
So you mean from this second, not that you've eaten or drunk anymore, or that you've decomposed a bit. You're saying
within seconds, you weigh a gram or so less. What is that? I'm trying to get scientific, which is
Is it the light that leaves your body or the soul that leaves your body? I like to think of it as a light, but you think of it as...
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally over the past 2 years, I've really become more spiritual, and because I started meditating.
You've always been spiritual.
I've not.
You're a spiritual being living a physical existence.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you realise that, you're going to become aware, like you said.
Yeah, you're aware of it. But don't you think most of the population are just walking around not aware? They're just going to their humdrum jobs, literally living for that vacation or that holiday,
but, as
and
I
that's
say,
it.
there is a paradigm shift coming. More and more people. I've been careful. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I got bullied from the age of 5, because I talked in quite hippie terms.
So you were talking like this at 5?
Not quite as much, because I didn't understand it all myself, and I went absolutely against it all. This is all bollocks. I don't know, what load of weirdos. And I'm like, hang on. I've studied Reiki. I'm a Reiki master. I've gone to Egypt to do Sekhem, which is the Egyptian form of Reiki, and studied where did Jesus really go and learn all his powers. And there's so many things that we don't understand, but actually we do. It's been hidden from us. I generally believe this, like studying peer-reviewed evidence, which is starting to come out now.
What's that?
Let's look at the pyramids.
Okay.
What do you think about? Tell me, what do you think about the pyramids? Are they?
Okay. Do you really want to know? Do you really want to know?
Are they?
No, I think my theory on the pyramids, and I've probably watched a film sometime. I think they're from outer space. I think they're ships that came down to the planet. I told you I'm a little bit bonkers.
No, that's not bonkers.
I think there's something that is
But do you
so
think
out
they
of this
are
world.
Not temples, funeral parlours, or like a tombstone?
No, I think they kept whatever beings came from outer space.
Scientists have actually explained it now. They're electrical power units, like reactor sites. Well, not reactor sites. They had electricity back then, and they've seen it by the marble, the limestone, the gold, and they've seen the different chemicals, how it works, the chambers. And it would conduct power to what you just said.
Wow, I was right.
So it was a much more ancient, advanced species. I don't need to go here on this. There's lots of information out there. But if you can see in all the ancient texts, going back to the Vedic texts, they predate by the Bible by about 8,000 years. They're so advanced. They were much more superiorly advanced back then than we are now. We've gone backwards. We have some technological advancements, but they were way more advanced. There's a site, an ancient temple site in, I believe, is it Turkey, which is older than Stonehenge. And it's the technology, the precision cuts of the stones. they didn't have the tools back then. So it throws out the whole of modern science and history. You know, there's so many things we're discovering, and they're starting to come out.
So how has this helped you? I mean, when did you start? Obviously really interested in this. But are you answering a question?
I'm an ex-soldier. I want to make the world a better place.
So where, you're a paratrooper.
Yeah, I'm like, what, by going and killing some kids in another country?
Tell me about being a paratrooper. Why did you become, I mean, as I understand it, it's it's one of the most difficult forms of the
it's elite. A
British
bully
Army.
kid, want to be the toughest one out there. I want to go and show I'm not like a geeky, weird person that I've been told I am. I'm tough, you know. I'll show you fuckers, you know. And that was from fear. So, and being the paras, they're like the most elite fighting force in the British Army. Completely. I mean, you've got the SS, but most of the SS are made up of paras. We call them, anyone who's not a paratrooper, we call a hat, a crap hat. Because when you're a para, you get your red beret, and you're very proud. So, so you're just a hat. And in the SS, we just call them fit hats. So it's very.
And your dad was a para as well.
He was, and it's really weird because we just had Remembrance Sunday, and I was asked. I didn't go wear my poppy on Remembrance Sunday purposely last year. This year I did. I was given one by the Royal British Legion, and why? Because I'm disgusted at our governments, and for a start. We're all brothers and sisters. Believing I've been in this physical incarnation on this planet around 900 times, as a man, as a woman, as black, as white, as a Hindu, as a Christian, as a Jew, blah, blah, blah. Why do I want to go and kill? If I believe, maybe I was a Nazi in one lifetime, I get killed, guess what? I'm going to come back as a Jew the next, who's getting tortured by... that's a very quick analogy. So when you understand that philosophy, why do I want to go and kill somebody in another country? What's the first thing we're given when we're born? A birth certificate and a national insurance number. We belong.
That's horrible, isn't it?
We belong. We belong. Our tribe versus their tribe.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to go and get them because their God's not got a pointy beard like
it's
ours.
Different to ours.
And we better go and get them, you know. And
you know, I think our army does an amazing job, and the veterans, and I'm sort of fully support that. But I can understand what you're saying.
What I'm saying is we have, I say, anyone who gives service to somebody else, I still believe in a warrior class to defend the weak.
Yeah, completely.
What I don't believe in is we get our warrior class to go off and fight for us and to do what we fight evil, and then guess what, when they come back? Nothing. We remember them for one day.
Yeah,
this is why I become anti.
I know. No,
what about the other 364 days?
Yeah, exactly.
We have the ability
completely.
in our country to house and to give therapy to. We have psychiatric units, which which are half full. We could put these soldiers in them. Why aren't we looking after them? Do you know why? Because it's cost too much money. And since World War One, shell shock was when we first started to realise what PTSD is. Yeah. We're never going to have a... Could you imagine...
but we don't give our soldiers enough
help and safety
afterwards, do we?
We'd never have any wars if we acknowledged PTSD. Because who would join the army? Because it wouldn't be anti-health and safety. Sorry.
So, no, completely digress on that subject. But you went from that whole para and then to the fighting. And now you're fighting other battles. You've been fighting the media for a while, or for a long time.
I'm not fighting anymore. I'm not fighting. That's the thing. I'm not fighting. I'm letting it go. I want to change the world.
Okay, tell me about that. In what way do you want to change the world?
Not with a gun.
Okay.
Listen, if that was the most effective way to stop war, to stop atrocities, to make people happy, give me the gun. It's not. And growing up on lots of films, one of my favourite films. What's your favourite film?
Well, you've mentioned it. Star Wars is definitely one of them.
Me too.
I love Grease. Now I'm showing my age.
So that's okay.
Grease,
I like Grease.
I love Grease.
They're
nice
feel-good films.
Yeah, feel-good films.
My favourite, Star Wars is up there. My favourite film, Life of Brian. It's comedy and it's clever. And they all got thrown in prison for blasphemy because it was so ahead of its time. But how do you change the world? with humour. And the biggest medium to me, bar none, is these things, film. Me talking like this now, to raise people's awareness. And as an
that's
actor,
why I'm doing this show as well, to show people that actually you need to think outside the box.
Make people think.
Yeah, make people think.
And if you can make someone think, and as an actor, I feel I have a moral responsibility to nudge souls.
When you say nudge souls, what do you mean?
Come on, you could get up, come on. You're tired, I'm a gym trainer, and you'll get, come on, let's get one more round, let's go. Yeah, let's get to the finish line. That's what my goal is, that's what I'm here to do. And in all of the sadness, and I had a lot of sadness, I felt suicidal.
When did you feel suicidal?
I felt suicidal just 2 weeks ago.
When? Why?
I can't go into it entirely. There's a lot of sadness in my heart, and it continually comes back, and I'm dealing with it. And I guess the thing that helps me deal with it is one, having a purpose. And if I wasn't here, I'm never going to take my life. I have lost 3 very close friends, the same age as me, to suicide, and they've all. I've quite an experience on this. I have purpose and I have things to do.
What
and
is
it's
your
actually
purpose?
quite normal. It's actually quite normal when shit gets really bad to think, I've had enough, I'm getting out. But to me, that's the lazy attitude. And as much as I had enough sometimes, I think, I can't, because what I believe, I'm just going to come back and do it all again. And I'm going to get the same shit. So that's just silly. That's not going to help. When you understand that, I wish I could speak to my friends who have gone.
But you know, in a way you can, I guess.
Well, I do. I actually do. In fact, actually, yeah.
If
my
you
dad's
connect.
with me right now.
What's your dad's name?
Bob, he's there.
Hi, Bob.
He thinks you're fit.
Does he? Hi, Bob.
He really does.
Is he a good-looking chap in his day?
Of course. Actually, he's about 30 right now. That's how he likes to be resonant.
Hi, Bob. I'll get you a cup of tea later.
So yeah, you can speak.
My
to
grandma's here as well. No, I
Really?
do. But yeah, I believe you have spirits around you, or others, or souls that are there completely.
We've gone off on so many times.
Well, we have. No, I wanted to go back to you. Say your purpose. What is your purpose? Because you've been an MMA competitor, not fighter, paratrooper, actor, obviously all over the tabloids for marrying.
Let's stop for 1 second. I just heard your introduction of me. Those things are nice. They're quite nice. But I'm referenced as a crossdresser. Now let's get this right.
Come on. Tell me about your. Do you really want to?
I've never been a crossdresser. I've always been a happy dresser.
Happy dress. What were you actually wearing when they caught you on? Or did they?
But let's forget that. It does peeve me a little bit. I'll tell you why. Because
why?
Come on.
Yeah. Why does it peeve you?
I did I was on Channel 4 News live 2-3 months ago. It was when the Jeremy Kyle. There was a guy who committed suicide, Jeremy Kyle, and I went on there, and my PR guy was a bit annoyed because I was talking about. I said Jeremy Kyle has the ability to do something really good, a bit like the lesbian lady in what's her name, Ellen and she's great. But the fact I referenced her as a lesbian lady, and I didn't think that was that big a deal, but it is, because I'm defining someone by their sexuality. I don't like to be defined as a cross-dresser. Listen. Have you ever worn men's clothes?
Yeah, I have actually.
So you're a cross-dresser.
I worked in the city for 20 years, and I literally I remember wearing a tie and a suit just to sort of compete with the men.
It probably didn't bother you, but if it was stopping you from working, and if it was defining you all the time, it would start to bother you. I don't really care to some degree. Be what you want to be. I don't consider myself a cross-dresser. I've worn women's clothes. It's ridiculous how it's been blown out of proportion, and I've had fun doing it. But if it's continually how you're defined, it's ridiculous. It gets, and same thing with talking about your ex-partner. I get it.
All the time, right?
Yeah, I'm like, How's your ex-husband?
Who was your ex-partner?
Who's your ex-husband?
Oh,
You know,
I'm
the one
not
that
married.
used to, you got caught down Richmond High Street bonking. No, you're laughing, right? You're laughing. There's a point though where it's like, and I understand, and I'm not getting all Christian on you, even though I have started going to church again.
But have you...
Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. I'm like, people, they don't think, and I have to think.
Yeah, but is it the people or is it the mass... Well, firstly, it's people because they're sheep, and I'm going to get on my high horse, and the mass media feed the sheep. And they're just being given what they want to hear. And that's why I don't look at the mass media anymore. I don't look at the tabloids. And you know, when I did my research on you, because I do research my guests, I don't want to go down what the tabloids, because I want to know who the real Alex Reid is. And that's sort of the question that I wanted to ask you, who actually you are. I don't want to know about, you know, I haven't got Katie Price here, otherwise I'd be talking about her. So the fact that you were married to Katie, the past is the past.
Understandably. As I went on Dan Wootton's show on Talk Radio, and I nearly walked off. It hit all the headlines because we were promoting a film I'd done, and later on I got Katie Price's ex on, and I'm like, really?
Yeah, it's boring, right?
But and he said, look, come on, you became in the public eye, even though I've been in the media for far longer than that. But understandably, I became in the public eye, the general public, because of Katie. But I'm not. People say you got on Big Brother because of her. I didn't win it because of it, though.
No, you didn't. You go in booed.
I got 40-1 odds to win, and I got the highest vote ever in history. I'm quite proud of that.
You got with that really highest in history.
68%.
What was it like to go
people.
in? Because I actually interviewed somebody else that had been in the Big Brother house, and it'd be Paul Danan.
Oh,
yes,
interesting.
he was in the Big Brother house, but he'd done a lot of reality stuff as well. But it'd be interesting to know what your take was, because obviously
I was in Hollyoaks. He left
he
Hollyoaks.
Was in Hollyoaks
a week before I joined. Mm-hmm. Isn't that funny? So how was it? What's the question?
So how did you find it, the Big Brother house?
Peaceful.
Peaceful. That's interesting term for the Big Brother house.
Very peaceful.
Why peace?
In front of live TV, 20 million people sometimes.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, completely crazy.
Much like I just said, one of the most peaceful places I found, which is surreal, in a cage, someone trying to kill me. Why do you think that is?
Well, you want to get out of your own space, or your head, or some...
Why would the Big Brother be the most peaceful place to me in the world?
Well, the only thing...
What do you think was going on in my life?
Well, there's no media around you, right? There's
no, there's a lot of media. There's no outside. It was nice because I had a community. We had Big Brother, of course, of just these people. We had no books, no newspapers, no internet, no phones. And that was something very lovely. If there's cameras around us 24/7, for 4 weeks, I had interactions with people. And that's actually, we miss that today in society. And that's so valuable. And it's so lovely. And I was everywhere all the time, continually. I was on every newspaper, I was on TV all the time, and it was like, it's surreal. I call it the LSD years. I wasn't taking drugs, but life was, I wasn't even going to go in.
Do you seek fame?
Yeah.
What is it about fame that...
But not that kind of fame. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got seduced by the fame thing. And this is why I actually wanted to be cheered and have adulation for having accomplished something, which is why I trained very hard as an athlete, hundreds of rounds of sparring, getting up in the morning, going running. I went to acting school, and just this morning I've done a lot of work for a new role, and I'm fingers crossed I'll get it. I've still got an audition, and I spent a whole week. I'm playing like an ex-sergeant major, and I've done take after take, doing a self-tape, and I'm like, maybe all this work for nothing.
Do you crave significance?
That's a very good question. And that is the secret, I believe, to happiness. I think it's human nature to want more. For our soul, which is connected to our body in this physical incarnation, to want to be the best it can possibly be. To make money. And you need money to achieve all the things you want to do. It would help if you had lots of money. I'm money motivated, but I'm more... Money's just a tool to achieve all the other things I want to do. I want significance. But why? Because I want to help change things. And if I feel if I have significance, it might help. This is the thing. I just went to the Swami temple in the Krishna temple in Watford just 2 days ago, and I was talking to the Swami there. And it's really interesting. It's about being content and happy with what you have.
Yeah.
I'm actually content and happy, and I think, what makes me happier? I still want nice things, but I'm actually happy with what I got, and I think that's the secret.
If I ask you, because there are 6 human needs if you look at it, and significance is one of the issue with significance, if you continue to chase significance, it's only going to let you down. Is it significance or is it connection that you really want? Because significance feeds the ego, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is connection. And I went off on one, but significance is... I will get significance by having connection. But I won't get connection by having self-significance. If I'm going tracing for something, I'm maybe not going to get the other stuff. If I go for the connection, I'll get the significance. If you give yourself and give everything you can to something, the way I believe the universe works, you're naturally going to get stuff back.
Can I ask a question? Well, I am asking a question. Do you love yourself?
Yes. I haven't. Do you love yourself?
Yeah, I do actually.
You seem like you do.
There are bits of me that, you know,
you've got a very nice energy.
Thank you. So do you.
Are you sure about yourself? Do you ever have to second guess? Do you ever? You must have moments, and maybe you don't. I have moments where I don't love myself.
Unfortunately, I am still human. Well, not unfortunately. Unfortunately, I am still human. So, I haven't got to the stage where I can't say I go through life not thinking, oh, I don't like this about me, that about me. But I catch my thoughts when I'm doing it. And where I am today, to say 5 years ago, I love myself a lot more now than I did certainly in my 20s.
Sure, and that's a great thing.
Yes.
As you get older, you actually start to fall in love with yourself, which is the most important, more and more in love with yourself. And we really need to learn to love ourselves. If something was going to be on my gravestone, that's the number one thing. It's like the Beatles said, all you need is love.
All you need is love. So what is the future for Alex? Where are you?
Acting.
I
run mind, body and spirit retreats.
Tell me about those. I'm interested. Do you actually, so it's mind, body, it's all connected, right?
I'm a bit Mr. Miyagi. Wax on, wax off. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but you're going to tell me.
So Mr. Miyagi trained Daniel's son. I'm sure you've seen the Karate Kid.
Yes.
Daniel's son.
Yes.
Let's look at that's a great form of meditation. Something very simple, and you get your brain. I'm going to get too technical. You calm yourself down, and you just. Do you meditate?
Yes, I do.
Well, that's good. You know what meditation's all about, how wonderful it is for your body.
Yeah, and I tend to go to, because I've got Richmond Park here on my doorstep, and I love sitting in nature, and honestly it's a beautiful place, spiritual.
Do you walk?
Yeah, I walk. I walk and I sit. I find there's a
walking meditation is fabulous, and just one of the most powerful things I've done. And I didn't really know much about meditation, and I thought meditation, harmony.
Yeah, you don't need to sit cross-legged.
Going to the gym. You're really stressed out. Right, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm just going to hit the bag. And after a while, you get really angry. You're calmer. You're naturally meditating. So a bit bunged up. Or lifting weights, or going for a run.
So I lift weights.
Doing yoga, whatever. It is a great form of meditation. It's movement meditation, which is like Mr. Miyagi. Wax on, wax off. And so I try and use life lessons in my retreats from all of the trials and tribulations I have. And there's also times where you're going to be stressed. For instance, have you seen the film Last Samurai?
No.
There's a scene where basically
I know of it.
Tom Cruise, he's brought in from America to train the Japanese to fight with guns, and he's a hardened soldier, and he gets the soldier, the new recruits, he stands in front of it. You're Tom Cruise and I'm a soldier, and you're shouting at me. So you be the soldier. And I was like, come on, shoot me. Bang! And the soldier's so scared because Tom is like, I'm going to count to 5, and the soldier can't shoot him, and he's just standing like that. My point is, that could be life. Mm-hmm. You can be so stressed, and you've done something 1,000 times under relaxation, but when the stress hits you, you can't do it.
Yeah, overwhelmed completely.
So what I try and do with my martial arts, we have a reptilian brain. If you actually look at how we've evolved, part of our reptilian brain, a reptile isn't scared about paying the mortgage. Doesn't worry about what someone said about to hurt their feelings. It's eat or be eaten. So you come across another reptile, it's like, right, fight! So we have that natural ability from our evolution to go straight into kill mode. And that's not always good. You don't always want to go and kill people. But there is a time when you need to use that. And so what I'm trying to do is access all the different parts. I'm a loving person. The last thing I ever want to do is get into any fight. But I would fight if I had to. I still believe in a warrior class.
Yeah.
And there's sometimes when you've got to get tough.
You've got to get tough, absolutely.
I just was in court. I'm going to go into massive. I didn't do it for revenge. I did it to protect my future and my child and my unborn children. So I had to be brutal.
Protect them from the media?
From nastiness. So there's a time when you have to go into that reptile brain with love. And there's no more greater power in the universe than love. The love of a mother to defend her child.
And I mean, love. I mean, I love everybody, and obviously there's various different variations. But yeah, we're all love, really, and connected.
All you need is love.
All you need is love. So on that note, your future is acting. Acting.
I've got a boot camp. I've opened acting is feast or famine, and I've worked 5 times to date. This year I've played an activist who helped create human civil liberties around the world. I played a Lothario in a very comedic play. I played a King Merman, or was it King Titan in The Little Mermaid?
Oh, that sounds...
I'm currently playing Daisy the Cow.
Sorry, seriously, Daisy the Cow.
I was asked to play Jack in Jack and the Beanstalk, but no.
I want to play the cow.
I really want, just not the back half. It's an adult panto. And I've played a devil worshipper, a Satanist, and I also played a henchman for a secret society as a film called Telepathy, which comes out next year. Nazi scientists. And they actually operated on conjoined twins to try and... They did horrible things. And great! And now I'm playing Daisy the Cow. So I love acting. I'm lucky. More acting, but when I'm not acting, do my boot camp.
And if I was to say, what was the legacy that you want to leave behind, just before my last question, what do you want to be remembered as? Obviously, you're going to be back anyway. So
yeah, but in this physical form, I won't cease to exist. I'll cease to be here physically. I had a lot of love.
You had a lot of love.
And the one thing I would say, if we all want to try and raise vibrations.
Yeah.
So I went really hippie earlier on, going back to the light. We came away from Supreme Creator God. I'm like, come on. I just want to be. If we're all vibrating at a higher frequency, just by being happy. Yeah, there's shit that goes on and horrible things happen in life. And it's just trying to, in those times, try and smile and be understand that it will pass. And if you can just try and transmute some energy. If someone's screaming and shouting at you, try and smile through your eyes, but not in a way that's going to make them worse. Yeah, oh, you're smiling at me, but
realise it's their shit, not your shit. Yeah,
correct.
Give them love.
And like, you know, and I of all people, revenge. It's not. It doesn't. Revenge. What I've really learned about that is to
poison yourself. It's your own poison.
So I'm trying now, because there are times I'm like, right, I've so irrevocably changed by living this life.
My last question, listen, I could talk to you all day, Alex, but my final question, which is, if you were to write a message in a bottle for future generations, what would that message be?
Kind of just said it, and how would I say that? Look at two children. That's how would I say it? Maybe I'd write this story. Two children are arguing over a toy. It's so serious to them, they both want the toy. You're the parent, and you realise that it's silly, and that, you know, it's all about love. And that's basically, I would say, we're the children in reality, and the parent is the God. We can all be the God if we can grow up. And then you can realise, why are we up in war with each other? Why are we fighting each other, whoever? It's silly. Why don't we all just get on? That can be a lot more easy.
Alex, thank you so much for being a guest on my show today. It's been It's been lovely. Gosh, hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, there's a new interview out every Monday, so hit subscribe and like, and you'll get it straight into your inbox.